up, Knock Nation? Happy Tuesday. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to have you on board. I'm sorry I started a little bit late, but we are ready to go. Are you ready for Mr. Diamond Hands? Because I am. What's going on, Mr. Diamond Hands?
Enoch, happy Valentine's Day, man. How are you?
I am doing great, my friend. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Doing fantastic. Glad to be here.
It is exciting to have you here, and I cannot wait to dig into your story. Whatever you're willing to share, I want Knock Nation to get to know a little bit about you and your story. You're one of the first people that I began to follow when I first jumped into crypto Twitter. So, man, I would love to learn, how in the world did you get into this space? If you're able to, do you mind sharing what you were doing before crypto, your professional career, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I was a police officer for 8 years in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and I came into cryptocurrency because my wife came to me one day and she said, "Look, you're going to have to look for ways to make extra income. We're kind of struggling right now. So get out there, cut some grass, get on eBay, give plasma, do whatever you can to kind of help out, right?" I said, "No problem. You got it, honey." So I immediately went online and looked for ways to buy, things to sell, ways to get extra income, right? Well, then I happened to come along this little link that talked about cryptocurrency. And I had seen a lot of the videos on YouTube, right? All the information coming out, the people within the extravagant cars, like, "Hey, what do you do for a living, right? How'd you get this car?" Crypto, baby. And as soon as I saw those videos, I knew, man, this is it. Like, I need to deep dive into this thing, figure out what it is, figure out how it works, and see if I can get life-changing wealth, like all the people that I saw on social media, right? Well, it was hard. It took a lot of hard work. There were no Twitter spaces when I came into crypto. There were no, telegrams that were so helpful. Let's put it that way. So it was really, on me, trial by fire, right? Going on Reddit, getting into discussion groups. Eventually, I did find out how to download Telegram, right? And so I kept asking questions like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And I eventually purchased my first crypto coin, right? And guess how many hours it took me, Hinog, to purchase it? Take a wild guess.
I'm going to guess you're a sharp guy. It's got to be no more than an hour.
Man, try 3 hours. 3 hours with three adults, right? Huddled around this phone, trying to utilize Uniswap for the very first time. My problem was I couldn't get it to execute because I didn't know about slippage, right? And I was sitting there pounding the table. Why can't I figure this out, right? College grad, graduated with honors. Why can't I figure this out, right? Well, eventually I went back to social media and I said, "Guys, I can't get this to work." Well, eventually somebody replied and said, "Man, what's your slippage at?" And I said, "What slippage?"
Right.
And, the guy got tickled and he's like, "Yeah, man, you got to make sure you have slippage on your Uniswap when you swap it. Try 5 or 10%. I said, "Okay." Boom. Happened like that, right? The rest is history. One thing that I want to tell people and to your audience is this. If they're coming in here, if they've been here for many years, right? Awesome. If they're OGs, fantastic. If they're coming in today is the very first time that they're watching your YouTube video, they're watching this live, you have a huge opportunity in front of you. Cryptocurrency is the next big thing, man. And I truly, truly believe that. It's helped my family tremendously over the years, made life more comfortable for us. So we don't have to struggle as much, right? And it's doable. It really is. But there's a lot of things, Henok, that you got to look out for, right? Your scams, your honeypots, your slow rugs, things that come out that look trustworthy and they're not. I'll tell people this, openly, right? I, at one point in my crypto career, I invested into a rug pull and I didn't know it, right? And in a matter of 4 seconds, I lost $30,000. So, yeah. And at the time I was like, "Oh, I must have done something wrong. My value's not showing up. Maybe I made a mistake." And then I asked some of my colleagues, I'm like, "Hey man, did I do something wrong?" And they just, they read the message, right? And they didn't reply for like 3 minutes. And I was like, "Guys, can anybody tell me what I did?" And they were like, "Bro, I think you invested into a rug pull." And I was like, "What's a rug pull? Is that like some sort of cryptocurrency?" And they were like, your money's gone, man. It's
Ruggy
gone.
news.
Rugino, right? And for anybody out there, OGs know what I'm talking about. They're probably sitting there smiling, drinking their lovely coffee today, going, yep, been there, man. I've been there. It's a horrible feeling. It really is. You're angry, you're confused, you're upset. But you know what? I was telling people this on my live show yesterday. Did I leave? Did I fold? Did I give up? No. Still here, baby. Still investing, still networking. I talk with multimillionaires on a daily basis through direct messaging in the United States, around the world. This stuff is awesome. And I want people to realize that the things that you see on social media, they're not always accurate or correct. Make sure that you're getting information from different sources, not just one. And if you see something coming out on social media that's screaming from the rooftops that crypto's a scam and it's too volatile and it's not worth your time, may have to do the inverse Kramer effect on that and
Yep.
do the opposite. So, but yeah, man, cryptocurrency is where it's at. It's part of my life now. I do this stuff Monday through Sunday. It never stops. The grind never stops. And I'm looking forward, man, to the next bull run for sure.
It's gonna be fun. And it's funny, they've been saying that crypto is dead, it's a scam, it's too volatile, it's never gonna succeed, the technology is useless. They've been saying that since what, 2009?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Right. And the reason they're saying that, man, is because they literally have developed mechanisms that can change our lives as we know it. Right. From retirement to investments to modern banking. Do you honestly think that the old money, right, that has been around for hundreds of years, that made their money the good old fashioned way, do you think that they're just going to sit back and fold and allow this new and improved thing to come in here and basically make them obsolete? You don't think they're going to put up a fight with that? Yeah, they're not going to like that. Old money does not like new money. That's the way the world works, right? And so when cryptocurrency first was established, they laughed at it. They were like, look at this. What do you mean? Right back in '08, right? What do you mean cryptocurrency? What's that going to do, right? We've got fiat, we've got, the banking system, we've got the hedge funds. We're good, right? But then over time, people started to make a lot of money, life changing wealth money, right? Retire in your 20s money. For some of you that are coming in here a little bit late, there's actually some videos now circulating online of a 22-year-old billionaire that made it in crypto. Of course, he lives in Dubai, right? A large portion of people do. But he didn't show his face, right? But he showed a picture of his phone. Maybe you saw this video, Hinnock. Pulled up his wallet and it had $1.6 billion worth of crypto in it. And he's 22. Okay. So people need to realize that this thing is not going away. It's not. The governments can try to make it go away. They can stonewall it. They can slow down innovation. They can fine people. They can sue people. But really, at the end of the day, you can't stop it. You
Yeah.
can't, right? I think we've witnessed that multiple times, especially with Bitcoin, man. Gosh, I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. I'm actually sitting here hoping, right, that we get one more leg down later on this year, and I'll stand by that because people ask me, Diamond, it's sitting at 22K right now because the CPI data coming out. What are you thinking? I'm like, nothing's changed until we
Right.
hit 25K. We break through 25K and make that our support. We're still going to continue down, man. That's how it works. So I'm looking forward to it. I got all my most of my crypto is in stable. I'm sitting back. I'm comfy, right? Just enjoying life, waiting for an opportunity to arise. And I really do believe that probably in 2023, if not by June or towards the end of the year, September, October, we're going to have probably a little bit more downside. And then hopefully going into 2024, start to crawl and dig our way out of this bear market, which has been, she's been rough, but I'm thankful for it, man, for sure.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to jump in for a lot of people who watched a lot of us build businesses or build our portfolio in 21. And so I wanted to ask you, um, there are people who are newer to the game and really don't know where to get started, or maybe they have already gotten started and they don't know what the next level looks like. If someone was looking to grow, someone was looking to take next steps in this industry, in this space, what are some things you'd have them look up or consider?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would tell anybody first thing that you need to do is you need to get involved in Telegram, right? Download the Telegram app on your Android or your Apple device, make an account on there because a lot of cryptocurrency companies and projects utilize Telegram heavily, right? Also, make a Twitter account, even if you don't have many followers, right? You got 2 followers, it doesn't matter. They also utilize Twitter heavily as well. So make sure that you have an account on there so you can follow a lot of these projects. Start looking on Twitter, just type in crypto, right, in the search bar. And you'll see, some stories come out, some videos, some articles, mediums, things like that. And just start researching, start reading, start learning about CPI reports, start following the Federal Reserve. If you see a meeting happening with Jerome Powell, right, the director, make sure you watch these videos because all of this stuff is all intertwined together, right? Another thing that is really, really popular right now is Twitter Spaces. I mentioned that earlier. We didn't have that. We didn't have that lovely gem when I came into this market, right? I would have paid hundreds of dollars a month if somebody was to come to me and say, Diamond, I've got this platform where you can speak to anybody in the world, celebrities, artists, athletes, politicians, news anchors. Would you be interested? Of course I would. How do I get that? Well, pay me $200 a month and I'll get it for you. Sold. Here you go. What's the address? Let me send you some crypto, right? So make sure that people are utilizing those platforms because that's very, very important to get information. Information is key because, like I said, crypto never sleeps. So you have to make sure that you're staying up to date 24/7. It's not like the stock market, right? Monday through Friday, this baby never sleeps. And
That's
things can
right.
go parabolic. And Henok, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Projects
yeah,
can go parabolic in 4 months and change your life
absolutely.
forever. It's insane, right? But also pay attention to new launches. That's something that I want to touch on really quickly. New launches are very exciting. They're very volatile. Okay. A lot of people like them. These are projects that are brand new, kind of startup companies, that are advertising themselves. They'll utilize, influencers and social media platforms online, and they really can be fun, right? But some cannot. So make sure that you are getting into Twitter Spaces if they're live, talking about their projects. I do a lot of that with my platform. I've got about 3 or 4 companies right now. They're going to be launching in 2023. And I know these people. We have conversations behind closed doors. They see me, I see them. I know I'm not doxxed in the public eye, and doxing means showing your identity, but I do dox to these teams behind closed doors in personal meetings. And so very, very careful about who I promote on my Twitter page. So I would love anybody that's listening, if you give me a follow, I would love it. And I really try my best to educate people as much as I can because I came into this environment as an investor, but I would love to leave it as somebody who has really built a good, strong, honest brand to tell people about what crypto can do for people's lives.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate that advice. I hope someone is able to take it to heart. As we wrap up our conversation with the final question, I wanted to ask you, what are you excited about in crypto? When you think about the future of crypto, what are you most excited about? What gets you going?
Honestly, man, I think what I'm looking forward to is honestly the next 5 to 10 years. I really truly believe in the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to really see some big things happening. We're going to see it happen with regulation. We're going to see it happen with Wall Street. We're going to see it happen in Washington. We're going to see it happen with hedge funds. And it's going to involve crypto. You're going to see it on mass adoption, right? It's part of our life. Information is all digital everywhere. Everywhere you look, everything's online. When you shop, before I came on the show today, I was shopping online, right? To buy Mrs. DiamondHandz some flowers. You know, things with your kids' school. There's apps now. Teachers update you in real time on applications, showing photos of your kids, showing you what they're doing. right? The same thing is happening with finance. It's all online now, is it not? So I'm really excited about crypto because it's so young, right? It's a baby. We have so much opportunity staring us in the face. Now, the fun part is people that are in it now, like you and I, and people that are watching this video, you're an early adopter.
That's
And what I
right.
mean by that is if you go to the gas station right now, or you go out to the grocery store, or you go to your church, or you go to somebody's house and you say, hey, do you have a crypto wallet? Probably about 94% of those people are going to look at you cross-eyed and go, oh, what? Hooey, whatty? Right? Until we start seeing people that go, oh, yeah, man, I got this crypto wallet. I really like it. You know, it's really cool. It's smooth. I love the interface on it. Really awesome. Until you start seeing people say that within 2 seconds, you're early. Seriously. Um, I'm really excited for that because the way that crypto works, the way that any new asset class works, any new idea, the people who are first or the people who are early are the ones that capitalize the most. And
Yep.
that's the truth. That's how it works, right? So if you're coming in here 10 years from now, you're probably going to be late to the ball game. You probably
Yeah.
will be, right? So I think I'm most excited on just how early we all are, how exciting this market is, and it's a worldwide event. Like I said, it never sleeps. It's Monday through Sunday, 24/7, 365, and it's awesome. Um, I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I've made a lot of good, lasting partnerships, relationships, friends around the world, mentors that have taught me. And remember, folks, if you want to be successful in life, you've got to surround yourself with successful people, right?
Yep.
I told somebody this yesterday. Diamond, he told me in DMs, Diamond, my dream is to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be financially free. I want to give my family the world, everything that I can. And I responded to him, I'm like, well, how many millionaires do you talk to on a daily basis? And he was like, well, none. I said, well, there's your first problem. If you want to really be a millionaire, seriously, if you're serious about it, start hanging out with them, right?
Oh,
Start DMing them, start having lunches with them, have Zoom calls with them, get a plane ticket and go fly and see them, right? People want success, Hinoch. They want it, right? We're very impatient creatures, us as
right.
humans. But
That's true.
the people who are really serious, like for example, if somebody came to me and somebody lived in Seattle, right? I live in Kentucky. Somebody in Seattle said, Diamond, I'll mentor you. I've been in crypto since the beginning. I bought Bitcoin when it was, 50 cents. And if you're serious about me wanting to show you everything that I need to show you, you need to come see me in Seattle. Well, what would I say to that? All right, when are you free? I'll get a plane ticket.
Right.
You know,
Right.
or the same thing if they were in Dubai or if they were in France or Europe or China. People need to really be dedicated out here. Because the ones that are seriously like fanatics about it, that eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff, those are going to be your people. They're going to be successful, just like anybody that goes to college, anybody that
Yeah.
goes for a doctorate, their PhD, their masters. You don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm worthy. Give me that diploma." No, 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 no. You have to work for it, and you have to prove it, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm excited, man. A lot of big things are coming, I think, for 2023 and going into the next, like I said, 5 to 10 years in this market. Crypto is all over social media. It's all over the mainstream news. It's talked about daily. Yeah, you get some things in there, that kind of put a black eye on the market sometimes. We saw that with the
Yeah.
FTX debacle. But hey, look, it's still publicity, man. No
That's
matter
what I
how.
was gonna say. That
it,
you
yeah.
actually you nailed it right on that. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Was the greatest thing that could have ever happened to crypto was all the negative news last year. Why? Because now your grandma down the street knows about crypto. So when this thing goes parabolic in the next run, everyone knows about it. And so I always preach to Knock Nation, and those of you that are watching that are part of Knock Nation, you guys know what I always say: patience pays. That's why I've held on to projects like Apollo Crypto, led by a development team that's been building video games for companies like Nike and NASCAR, since the 90s. That's why I continue to get on social media every single day. That's why I keep studying and researching, because the work that's put in right now is an investment, and you will see a massive return on that investment when this market turns. Jordan didn't win any of his championships until the 90s, but he got into the league in the 80s. He had to put in that work, and patience does pay. So, Mr. Diamond Hands, I just can't thank you enough for that advice, the nuggets of wisdom. Where can people follow you and keep up with you on the different platforms?
You got it, man. Yeah, so I'm active on Telegram, right, at Mr. Diamond Hands. And I'm also active on Twitter at Mr. DiamondHandz1. You can find me on there. I go live on Twitter Spaces. I talk about market analysis. I talk about mainstream news. I talk about educational things, and I make it entertaining for people. And I also talk about, like I said, upcoming launches that are coming down the pipeline. So I'd love to have every single person here watching do me the honor, give me a follow. Your time will not be wasted. I'll be very appreciative of it. And also, folks, remember, you know, when something like this is coming to you, right? All the stuff we've talked about. I was once in the audience's shoes. I was that guy sitting on the couch in the dark at midnight after my wife told me we need to make extra money. I've been there. I've done it. I've learned it all, like I said, trial by fire. And one day you finally wake up and you say, that's it. Like, I'm starting today. I'm going to learn how to do this. For probably 2.5 months, every single night for about 2.5, 3 hours. I'm not kidding. I put the kids to bed, told my wife good night. I got online and I learned about cryptocurrency. I learned about proof of work, proof of stake, centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, staking, NFTs, all of it. I soaked it up like a sponge. Anything, any video I could watch, any article I could read, I was there. Never stop asking questions, guys. Never.
Yes.
If you have a question, my DMs are open. I made them open for the public. Shoot me a DM, ask somebody a question, and hey, that question that you ask may be the deciding factor, right, to make you successful or not. That's how serious this stuff is. So, man, I really appreciate the opportunity. I'll have to come back. We've not been live in quite some time. We should come back and do this again in the future.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, man, this is good stuff. I always love going live and getting up with the content creators in the crypto space. It's always good to collab and get online together and just talk about stuff. Because really, a lot of people in the real world, man, I've tried to talk to some of my friends about crypto. They just don't get it. It's like talking Chinese to them, right? Another language. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I don't know what that is." you
right.
know. So it's always refreshing to speak to somebody else that gets this stuff. But man, I really appreciate the opportunity to come on your channel today. I wish you all the success in the world, folks. If you're, watching this for the first time, definitely give Hinnock a follow as well. He does good stuff, and I hope to see you guys again in the future.
Appreciate you, brother. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll talk to you soon.
You too, my friend. Happy Valentine's Day.
And thank you all, Knock Nation, for hanging out with us today. If you have any questions about any projects we mentioned or talked about or anything related to crypto news, like Mr. Diamond Hand said, feel free to DM him, DM me on Twitter as well. And thank you all for subscribing on YouTube and following on Twitter. Happy Valentine's Day. Gentlemen, make sure you take care of her. And y'all have a